I've met with a lot of firms, I've had these situations before, but I haven't found anybody as good as Merlin and as dedicated to what they do. They're not here to make you happy, they're here to win. You have insurance for a reason. You pay a premium for a reason. Don't be afraid. If you don't think they're settling with you fairly, that's when you have to get someone like the Merlin Group involved.
My name is Chase Johnson. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and we have used C3 Group several times on some of our large loss commercials and our higher end residential for their appraisal services and their public adjusting services. Their knowledge of the market, of the ever-changing regulations, and their ability to create a very thorough estimate from an understanding of construction and the management of the project.
Happy Friday, everyone. Lead meteorologist John Choquette here for our daily 12 p.m. health forecast on this 1st of November. Thanks to C3 Group and Merlin Law Group, as always, for sponsoring our videos. You can check out both of their pages in the description below if you're watching us here on Facebook. So on it, going to be right up front, we don't have a lot to talk about forecast-wise, so we're going to look back and see how October performed compared to other years, previous, most recently, and compared to average. So I got a ton of numbers here. You've probably seen this a few times. This is the year-to-date numbers. We got October. We had 114 hail reports for the month of October, beating out last year for 86 reports we had, but not as many as 2017 with 132. The average is about 137, taking a 20-year average here from about 2000 through now. 137 reports, which is obviously significantly lower than most of the earlier months. So we had pretty much almost half, 2/3 of our activity happened on one day, and that was on October 20th. That was the day that had the tornado across Dallas, the multiple tornadoes in the Dallas area, and there was 61 hail reports that one individual day, and the rest are kind of sprinkled through mostly the first half of the month, staying in line with what our fall forecast was. I did say somewhere probably mid-month was when we were going to have a hard shift, and the hard shift happened. We're here, it's a lot colder, and it's causing most of the nation to be very quiet now as we move into November, which is pretty normal for this time of year. November and December together tend to average under 100 hail reports, so it's going to probably be a pretty slim picking choice of hailstorms for the remainder of the year. Overall, as a nation, we're at 7,617 reports. Pretty good recovery considering we started off very quiet first 4 months of the year. We are well ahead of 2018, which was a very quiet hail year, but we're going to get nowhere near what 2017 had. And if you're wondering what the average is, about 7,800 reports is the average from January 1st through October 31st. And this is a 10-year. I did a 10-year average for this one, and that brings it, so we're just right around average, just slightly below, again, staying in line what we had for our overall forecast for the year. And I think we're going to pretty much be pretty close to this number. Again, I highly doubt we're going to see too much more in the way of hail for the rest of the year. So if we get to 7,700, that probably would be my best bet, getting maybe 100 more hail reports over the course of the next 2 months. Compared to average, obviously 2011 stands out as that is the all-time record. It actually shifts all the averages up quite a bit for how much activity goes on here. So in terms of fall so far, since September was a record amount, we're actually above average for fall, and that's even if you consider the rest of the year. So the remaining 2 months, if we don't get a single hailstorm for the rest of the year, we will still be above average for fall. Again, staying in line with what we had for our fall forecast, above average, but very front loaded. And that seems to be the case. So that forecast for today, that first day of November, you guys can probably guess no hail chances at all. Big cold front blew through last night on the East Coast, and quite a bit of wind. We have some wind maps available for you guys to check out. Looks like we had some very strong winds on the suburbs of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, along with plenty of other locations. That's gone off the coast. It's cold now across a good chunk of the country, and that is sticking around. So even tomorrow, seriously, it's not going to hail at all this weekend, and probably a good chunk of next week. The forecast is looking pretty barren out there in terms of any sort of severe weather. It's pretty chilly across most of the nation, and even in areas where the temperatures are going to recover a little bit this weekend, we're getting more seasonable across the southern plains. It's still not going to be pretty stable. There's not much instability, not much moisture to work with. So that's all we really have for you guys today. Make sure you follow us here on Facebook. Hit See First. Hit follow. We have more content. Eric has more content coming out later on today about just comparing algorithm maps to meteorologist maps. So make sure you don't miss that. If you hit See First, it should pop up top of your news feed. And as always, if you need any help with the website and the app, we are happy to help. You just have to give us a call, email us, however you want to contact us, and we'll set up a training for your earliest convenience for either just you or your entire team. So if you're looking for that number, it's right there, 855-334-4245. And you can also call us, if you are interested in what Hailtrace has to offer, or even if any other comments, questions, or concerns. You can email us as well if you don't feel like talking on the phone, and you can visit our website for more details about Hailtrace at hailtrace.com. Finally, follow us on Instagram and on Twitter, simply at Hailtrace. We like to post stuff on there as well. This time of year, it's a lot more of just celebrating team members' birthdays versus updates on the weather, because again, we are getting into the winter time where things are getting a little bit more quiet. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you again on Monday for our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast, as we do every single weekday, where our content's probably going to get mixing up a little bit as we are getting to this quieter season. So have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you on Monday.